Now, a Welsh bus company might be hoping tonight that the old saying, there's no such thing as bad publicity, really is true. Indeed, it may be that many more people have heard of new adventure travel than ever before. But that's only because it's become the subject of a social media campaign branding the company's posters as sexualised and offensive. Our Home Affairs correspondent Andy Davis joins us from Cardiff. Andy.
Chris, well, I think there's a cautionary tale here in that if you're going to unveil a shock ad campaign, it's probably worth doing a bit of market research first on the taste and decency front. The story is basically this: a relatively small bus company here in Cardiff was launching a new bus route this morning and decided to brainstorm a new ad campaign for the back of the buses to publicise the launch. And this is what they came up with. A model depicted on the back of the bus holding a poster with the desperately unsubtle slogan of "Ride me all day for £3. Other models were featured. It wasn't just women, men were featured on the back of the buses too. And I spoke to the managing director of New Adventure Travel, the bus company behind it, and he said today that they were trying to come up with something that was going to make bus travel cool and sexy. They were trying to attract younger passengers. Well, they certainly attracted attention.
Not particularly favourable attention, though.
Not at all. I mean, no sooner had the buses left the depot than there was a furious response on Twitter. Local MPs were wading in. The singer Charlotte Church, who lives here in Cardiff, called these ads abhorrent and hugely offensive and demanded that they be taken down, as did others who decried them as sexist. And there were many who just said, listen, it's not appropriate to use sex to sell bus travel, city centre bus travel. And that was a sentiment shared by some, but not all of those that we spoke to in Cardiff this afternoon.
I think it's silly, you know. I mean, why do they need to do anything like that?
Sexualising riding on buses, I don't really understand that.
It's humorous. There's nothing wrong with that at all, because I mean, you know, it's not against anyone.
But that's absolutely disgraceful.
And
yes,
children,
yes.
if you bring children, you know.
Yeah. I mean, they wouldn't know what it is, but you know what it means. But I mean, it's still absolutely awful to have it on the side of a public vehicle.
Well, to be fair to the company, as soon as Twitter turned ugly, they moved pretty quickly, dropping the campaign, and the boss, who seemed genuinely embarrassed about it, apologised if there was any offence. But I think it's a good example of how quickly an ad campaign of this nature can generate a vast audience of critics online very quickly, and perhaps of how increasingly vocal and powerful those critics are becoming, especially when it comes to campaigns which attract accusations of everyday sexism.
Andy Davis.